Now in today's video, we're taking a look at the Thermal Master P2. This is the world's smallest thermal camera, and it connects to your smartphone, and it allows you to, again, use its thermal technology to identify several things that could be going on in your home and even in wildlife. For example, if you'd like to be able to track a potential leak in your home, this could do it. If you'd like to be able to inspect your plumbing, you could do it with this too, based on the thermal imaging that you can get. If you'd like to see if there's a critter in your backyard making noise, you know which one I'm talking about. You'd be able to see it through this as well. And the cool thing about it is that it connects to your smartphone and just turns on this technology, and it's super small. We talked about small, super small. The case is bigger than the camera. I'm going to show it to you in a couple seconds. So this is going to give you a lot of capabilities when it comes to, again, thermal imaging. How I use it, well, I use it on my 3D printers as I look at the print beds, looking at the heat surface, looking to see if things are being heated evenly and how they perform, as well as for some home, I would say, projects that I work on. So let's take a look at the actual product. We'll take a look at some of the specs, and I'll tell you, this is a nice thing to have in your toolbox for all those reasons. Let's check it out. So check out the specs that we have here. This is a pretty specific and straightforward product. Now the range of this camera is 1,112 Fahrenheit. I can't imagine what something like that hot would be, but it's definitely there. And you can see also the accuracy, plus minus 1.5%. You have digital zoom capabilities of 15 times, frame rate of 25 hertz. Power consumption is really low at 0.3 watts. And then it has this patented image algorithm called RazorX. So it really has some great little features there that are going to benefit those of you who are into, again, thermal imaging. So let's take a look at how it's packaged and what's in the box. Now in the box, what you're going to find is your thermal camera, and we have some guide information. Let's see what we have in here. Yeah, so we have a quick user guide that you'd be able to go through. We will basically put it aside. We'll take the camera, put it here. It has this little hook that we'll go ahead and place right here. And let's see what else we have in here. I think this is going to be a USB cable, but it's going to be, let's see if it's an extension cable or if it's a standard cable. Yeah, so this is an extension cable. So you have USB-C to USB, male and female, to be able to connect the device, which is really nice, especially depending on the kind of phone you have and if you want to be able to extend it and hold it in hand. So that is a great little feature to have. Let's go ahead and put this stuff aside. Now let's go ahead and open up the case, because this is the cool part, right? So I'm going to go ahead and push this button here to pop it open. And that is small. That is the camera. Take this out. Look how tiny that thing is, right? This is what we're talking about. So this is going to connect USB-C to your smartphone or your tablet and then enable the thermal capabilities. Let's go ahead and do it. All right, so we've installed the Thermal Master app, and you can see there's nothing connected. And I'm going to go ahead and take the camera, and I'm going to place it away from the screen because I want to be able to see what it sees. And I'm going to go ahead and push this in like this, and then we should see that it's connected, right? So it basically has it. I'm going to say OK. And now you'll notice that I get this little camera icon indicating that it's on, and then I have, again, all these little guides that I can look at. I can register the warranty extension. I can look at updating. There's all this kind of stuff here. I'm going to go ahead and hit camera. We can get into it. And this is what it's really all about. So we'll bring in a couple items. So the camera is on, and I'm going to go ahead and bring my hand in here, and you can see as my hand is coming into the camera, this is what it's picking up. This is the thermal imaging. Isn't this cool? So my hand is here, showing you like the hot surface, the temperature, right? And if I were to bring in, I'm going to bring in this Apple Watch, and I'm going to see if it's providing any heat. No heat whatsoever. I'm going to flip it over. No heat, so that's good. I'll turn it on. Apple Watch is on, and even with the screen on, there is little to no heat coming from it. I like that. That's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to point at some of the things that are going on here in the studio. I have two monitor cameras going on right here, and I also have an ATEM, right? And I'm sure they're generating heat. Let's see what happens as I start bringing it up. Well, I'm going to bring my hand over here. And now you can see there's my ATEM Mini. And then you can see the two monitors there. And you can see which one is running hotter than the other, right? And I could tap on it. Let's see what happens when I tap. Okay, I can try to zoom in. So there's a zooming in, so I can see the different monitors there. Obviously, the one on the right looks to be running a lot hotter than the other one. I can see the monitor, and if I were to point towards my camera, you can see that I have a camera there, and that is my teleprompter, and the camera's behind it. The camera's running cold, but the actual monitor is running warm, and you can see the hot spots right there. So that's really cool. Now, there's a lot of things that you could do here. So let's tap on the first button right here, and you notice you can point, you can line, you can draw a rectangle, circle. So I'm going to go ahead and point and see what this will do for us, and tap right here. There we go. And notice how it's reading the temperature there, right? So that point right there is 37, right? So let's tap over here, P3, 41. Look at the temperature difference. So notice how, again, it's reading those 2 points of that. Let's see what the ATEM Mini is doing. ATEM Mini, which is now 0.3, is 35, so it's the coolest. P2 is the hottest. So this is really cool because this is going to give me the ability, as I'm looking at a 3D printing bed, see what areas of the bed and other components of the printer are running the hottest, like the print head, the nozzle itself, and maybe the bed temperature. I love the fact that you can actually just tap things and just get the measurements of things. I'm going to go ahead and use my hand right here. I'm going to tap that again and see what my body temperature is. P1, or is that P3? It's P3, 35.3 Celsius. So that's neat that it has that. You have line capabilities, you have rectangle, obviously you can draw circles, font colors. You then also have different ways that you can represent things. Ooh, this is kind of scary and cool. So let's go ahead and bring this over there. And you can see how it's picking up my equipment there. Nice. We'll go ahead and switch another color. So we have that one. We can do this grayscaled one, and we'll do it this way so you can see it. That's a little bit better. You can see right there what that looks like. So you have white. It's basically, it's called white hot, black hot, iron red, red hot. Let's see what red hot looks like. I'm gonna bring this up. Oh, check that out. So you can see kind of like the red points right there. All right. You then have rainbow, jungle, Aurora actually, city, and all these different colors that you can choose from, right? I think I'm going to go back to the standard one. I kind of like that one. You can take pictures and you can do recordings. You could do opacity, and then here you can adjust contrast and brightness. So you may be asking yourself, like, why would you want to have a picture or recording? Well, if you're recording your furnace, if you're recording, let's say, plumbing, and you want to be able to show where maybe a leak is, having this to record it also is helpful. Plus, you'll be able to tap everywhere. One of the things that you can do is, for example, is turn on the hot water, right? And then trace your plumbing, things that you can't see in the wall, right? And you'd be able to see it. And if you think there's a leak, you can see the leak too. This can see leaks. Really cool. So guys, this is a great little device for those of you who are DIY. If you are an inspector, and let's say you do for real estate, you're doing inspecting and you just want to be able to look at the properties, things that are going on in the house, this would be a great little device too because of its recording capability. If you're doing plumbing, going to help. If you are a tech enthusiast like I am, hey, it's cool to have too. There's so many different use cases that you can have. So cool little product, works really well, and it doesn't take up any space. See you in the next video.